Good evening. I'm Christine Johnson.
I'm Maurice Dubois. We begin here at 5 with the breaking news. Senator Bob Menendez promising to fight the jury's guilty verdict. Menendez found guilty on all 16 counts.
They include bribery, wire fraud, extortion, obstruction of justice, and several conspiracy charges. We have live team coverage of the verdict and the political fallout. CBS 2 political reporter Marcia Kramer tracking the growing calls for Menendez to resign. Let's begin with CBS 2's Christine Sloan. She was in the courtroom as that verdict came down. Christine,
an extraordinary moment as the senator was found guilty on 16 counts. He nodded his head, he grabbed his hands, he put it against his face, and then he just dropped his face. His daughter and sister in court with him, no reaction, but you could see that look of dread on their faces. The senator says he did not violate his public oaths.
I have every faith that the law and the facts did not sustain that decision, and that we will be successful upon appeal.
Senator Menendez saying the jury of 6 men and 6 women got it wrong after 3 days of deliberations. The Democrat found guilty on bribery, extortion, conspiracy, and obstruction of justice charges. One charge that he acted as a foreign agent for the governments of Qatar and Egypt.
I have never, ever been a foreign agent, and the decision rendered by the jury today would put at risk every member of the United States Senate.
How do you feel about the verdict?
A half a dozen jurors not responding to CBS 2's Lisa Rosner. The diverse group of jurors sitting on the trial for just over 2 months. Some taking notes, others sleeping during some testimonies. Prosecutors say the senator was motivated by greed, using his wife Nadine as the messenger to sell his political power for money and gold.
This case has always been about shocking levels of corruption. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in bribes in the form of cash, gold bars, a Mercedes-Benz. This wasn't politics as usual. This was politics for profit.
The money and gold found in the home the senator shared with his wife in New Jersey. Envelopes of cash found in her locked closet, some bearing the fingerprints of businessman Fred Davies, also found guilty.
How do you feel about the verdict?
Davies never denying he gave money to the couple, saying they were goodwill gifts. The other businessman, Wael Hanna, found guilty as well. The senator's sister and daughter, a TV personality, not talking to reporters, there for him the entire trial. Menendez's attorney says there was no evidence showing quid pro quo.
We were surprised and disappointed with the jury's verdict. We disagree with it.
This conviction comes after careful investigation and hard work by the FBI, IRS, and the U.S. Attorney's Office.
Attorneys for Davies and Hanna say they will also appeal. Sentencing for all 3 of them is scheduled for October 29th. The senator is facing decades behind bars. As for the jury, the jurors did not look at the senator during that 10-minute reading of the verdict. We're live in federal court in Manhattan. Christine Sloan, CBS 2 News.
Okay, Christine, thank you.
continuing our team coverage now to the political fallout, and it was swift and unanimous.
CBS 2 political reporter Marcia Kramer here now with this story. Marcia.
Maurice and Christine, it was a long and complex trial involving gold bars and sordid details. But when it was over, officials across the political spectrum concluded that the once powerful Democrat was no longer the gold standard in New Jersey politics. They want him gone. When Senator Bob Menendez walked out of the federal courthouse in Lower Manhattan, he had just heard the verdict: guilty, 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 16 times.
I'm deeply, deeply disappointed.
What he didn't hear or see was the verdict of elected officials across the political spectrum: resign, resign, resign. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer minced no words. In light of this guilty verdict, Senator Menendez must now do what is right for his constituents, the Senate, and our country, and resign, Schumer said. Fellow Senator Cory Booker echoed Schumer, saying that there was no place in Washington for a man convicted of 16 counts of bribery, extortion, and acting as a foreign agent. Representing people in Congress demands the public's trust, Booker said. When any elected official violates that trust, it is a betrayal of the oath we take to serve the people who've elected us. Without that trust, our ability to do our work and perform our duties for our constituents is compromised. Congressman Andy Kim, running as a Democratic nominee to replace Menendez, also sought his resignation. reminding people he got into the race the very day the longtime Hudson County power broker was charged. He explained why during an appearance on The Point.
I felt like New Jersey deserved the choice. You know, the people of New Jersey deserved a choice, and I was really worried that, you know, he would survive this in the same way that he survived the last indictment, and, you know, that we wouldn't have the kind of accountability that was necessary. So I took a chance.
Although Menendez says he will appeal the conviction, New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy said he got a fair trial. It also shows, he said, that in America, everyone, no matter how powerful, is accountable to our laws. Now, Governor Murphy said that if Menendez refuses to vacate his office, the Senate should expel him. He said he would then appoint a temporary replacement to, quote, ensure the people of New Jersey have the representation they deserve. And who knows, maybe he'll appoint Andy Kim.
To be continued, Marcia. Thank you.
Thanks, Marcia. We caught up with voters in New Jersey to see what they had to say about the verdict.
I'm not surprised because I did follow it. We need a lot better in office.
I think all of our politicians get money from everybody, and that needs to stop.
I think he's caught red-handed, and caught like you see it. This is as clear as it comes.
He was a corrupt character, and this surprises nobody.
Many people we spoke with also expressed distrust in politicians just in general.
Our coverage of this major story continues now with some legal analysis for the case.
Joining us is Hofstra law professor James Sample. Professor, thanks for taking the time for us. You know, we heard Marcia talk about the gold bars, the Mercedes, the cash, but prosecutors also presented emails, documents, phone records, all of this in context. Was there anything in particular that stood out to you, or was this just a combination of the bigger picture?
Christine, I think it was the accumulation of all of that evidence. There wasn't one particular smoking gun where you see an express quid pro quo with the actual transaction taking place on tape or anything like that. But there were 1,000 exhibits. There were 9 weeks of witnesses and testimony and FBI agents testifying about their undercover operations. There were obviously the optics, which are extraordinary when you're talking about gold bars. And I think that what the prosecutors did is that they have the burden of proof. That's famous criminal law 101. But I suspect jurors were looking for at least some form of an alternative theory. And the only thing that Senator Menendez really offered was to point the blame at his wife. Considering how far and how successful that he has been in his career, I doubt that claiming that he was duped by his wife was particularly compelling to the jurors.
And Professor, speaking of optics here, the senator, as you know, has every right to not testify. How do you think that played with the jury?
Maurice, it's a good question. And just a few weeks ago, we were together talking about Donald Trump's decision not to testify. I think that the decision, you can never, test the negative, prove the negative, what would have happened had he testified. But I think that the cost-benefit analysis, the return, and the risk-reward, especially for a senator who would be under oath, and the possibility of even more charges and potential perjury convictions, just as was the case with former President Trump in that trial a few weeks ago, the risk reward of taking the stand is generally not favorable for defendants like this.
We did hear that they do plan to appeal. Given your expertise, on what grounds could they base their appeal on?
Christine, it's a great question. And the truth is, we're all familiar with that biblical reference that it's harder to get a rich man into heaven than it is to get an elephant through the eye of a needle. Well, these days, thanks to the Supreme Court, it is getting harder and harder to sustain honest services fraud convictions and bribery convictions. Just a few weeks ago, the Supreme Court said that these are after-the-fact gratuities in many instances. It's become much, much harder to sustain corruption charges against public officials over the last decade. Senator Menendez will try and exploit some of that case law.
Interesting point. Okay, thanks so much for the insight here. Law professor at Hofstra, James Sample, we appreciate it. Menendez and his team are planning to fight the conviction, as you heard. As they file appeal, CBS 2 will keep you updated on the case. And look for much more in-depth coverage of today's verdict on our website, CBS News New York, including a breakdown of the charges and the growing calls for Menendez to step down.